Nothing major. Strange happening stuff. Nothing really major. Just since these elections have had a headache every day, I guess if we're going with the whole strange, my crazy little world, if we're going for that whole little world, I think it's everybody on the planet just so freaked out and whacked out and too emotional and headaches every day. It's easing up now. Yesterday, I managed to hang off the Excedrin. Today is Monday. Yesterday was Sunday, so I managed to hang off the Excedrin, so it's getting better. If I always sound nasally or stopped up, it's because I am. I'm a little allergic to cats, and we currently have 5 cats. So it's like, oh, we had 6, one went missing, but it's just like, okay, that's why I take prescription antihistamine every night, and that's why it sounds like this when I wake up, because all the cats love me. They wrap themselves around my head and all that. Oh my God, T. Let's see. The other thing, for all these strange happening videos, I am not a teacher, people. Don't take anything I'm saying as gospel and as what you should do. Do not take it to mean that way at all, please. This is just my intuition. If you saw my strange happenings from the beginning, I call this my crazy little world. And I had nobody to talk to. I'd never heard of anybody else really like me for all my life up until what about September 24th, around there, mid-September, somewhere around there. So it's only been a couple of months that I found others like me. Up until then, I'm 57 now. Up until then, I was all alone. So please, I am not a teacher. I made lots of mistakes. Uh, and one of the weird things I'm learning through all this is what they're saying they're trying to achieve is stuff I've been doing already, and I found that fascinating. I joined a little Reddit group. I know Reddit is supposedly full of all this hate and stuff. I don't do Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or any of these social media because it's all hate. Um, but somehow, I guess I typed in Starseed on the internet and pulled up this Reddit group. And I went in there. It's just not many people there. But the nice thing is, some people were asking the question, how do I find more information? And they had some links on there. So I followed the links. I posted like one thing on there, and that was it. Uh, like I said, I'm not joining a cult of any kind, but I want to find out more. And one of them that I'm reading currently is about 350 pages long, a free ebook. It's called Wanderers. This lady, I think she's 67 now, wrote a book from her experiences and everything she's learned. I think she's another psychiatrist, psychologist, or something, or I'm not really sure anyway. But I'm currently reading it, and it's fascinating, totally fascinating. And some of the things that she's learned and heard is exactly what I did. There was once, as a really small kid, feeling crazy and alone, climbed a tree and talked to the trees. And yeah, talk to trees. I know, it sounds insane and crazy. She mentioned she did that exact same thing, felt so alone that she went and climbed a tree and just talked to it. And I did too. And it's almost like if you slow yourself down enough, you can hear the tree and see what it has seen, that kind of thing. It's really weird and funky. But I did that because I'd held onto the tree, up in the pine tree, held onto it, and slowed myself down. Pine trees were the easiest because their sap runs real fast. So they were the easiest. But slowed down enough, and then it was just, you could, trying to go there, almost see what's passed by them, see what they've seen, kind of thing, what they've experienced, kind of thing, over the years. It's weird. I mentioned this to another a guy in college. He was trying to look into metaphysical and spiritual stuff and like that. And I told him I didn't tell him about me. I told him, well, one thing I had done here is I found there was a big oak tree, really big oak tree out on the grounds, kind of away from everything, and I really felt something from it. And so I would get sit under it and kind of just be one with the tree, kind of thing. I know it's so hippie, new agey, but that's what I would do in college. And I told him that, and he was just like he had just learned about certain trees being like that. So I thought that was interesting, but I didn't really follow up on it. But yeah, so that passage in her book, I got that. She did the exact same thing I did when she was younger, feeling alone. I thought that was interesting. Again, people, I am not a teacher. Did I say that already? I don't know. It's still early in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. If you hear stuff in the background, the people are here busting out the concrete at 7 a.m. Monday morning. So I'm trying to get my tea and wake up. Uh, okay. What? What was I just saying? Oh my God! I still need to wake up. As you can tell, I need to wake up. I am not a teacher. I am not a teacher at all. All this stuff that I do is just experiences. I've done things wrong, felt alone. So all this stuff in my past has all been intuition. Has all been intuition. So I just do what I do. The odd thing I'm finding by reading this material, the 350 pages, I'm only on chapter 4, and hearing people on Reddit, reading things on Reddit, and watching some more videos, a lot of them are what they're saying. If this is going to sound really odd, and I don't understand. I don't know. I think that's going to be my catchphrase. Is I don't know. I just don't know. But a lot of them are trying to get to where I am now, almost. But I am not anywhere that I feel I should be. I still feel like I'm a newborn baby trying to learn. I don't know anything, really. So I don't know. But a lot of them are trying to get out of the 3D world, the everyday mundane world where it's job, it's focus, it's driving, it's insurance, it's everyday things, and don't think about higher purposes, spirituality, anything like that. So whenever they're trying to do this, and they're all meditating, I don't meditate. Somebody mentioned yesterday, I watched on YouTube, that even just walking through the woods is like meditating for them. I'm like, I do that. Even driving, it's like meditating, and all this stuff starts happening around me. Just walking alone. I don't. Feels like I tried meditating the other day. Going to that Steve Nobel site on YouTube, doing one of the meditation things, and it is just like if I'm walking in the woods alone. I let my mind go, and just experience everything, and it's just like that. It's similar. So apparently, what I'm doing is meditating while walking, meditating almost while driving, and doing everyday mundane things. My body is doing the mundane thing. My mind is elsewhere. So I find that interesting. Oh, but what a lot of them are trying to do is reach these different states. Some of them say, they know they'll never be able to do telepathy or something like that. Say, I was born like that. Or some of them don't actually reach a high enough state to get these psychic type powers. And I'm like, a high enough state? I was born like that. Is that a high state or not? Boy, I guess I don't need drugs. I'm on high like that. I don't know. It's just all so weird. I don't understand. But a lot of them say that if they increase their awareness and try to move into a higher state of being, that these psychic powers start opening up to them. And I'm like, well, now, I was born like that. That's really weird. That is so weird. And then they have this big awakening where everything becomes alive. They see the connectedness of everything. This lady in the book, she mentions that when this thing happened to her, this kind of awakening thing, that she saw the life in the rocks and the trees and the plants and how everything is connected and alive. And I talked about that in my depression, in the strange happening right after depression number 1, because I mentioned something happened in that depression number 1. And then after that, I saw the life in everything. Everything was connected. Everything was alive. I started talking to everything, and things started responding. Now, she didn't go into that, how things respond. So far, I haven't seen anybody or read anything about starseeds yet in how reality responds. But reality responds for me, and I don't know why. But I talked to it. It's all connected, so I get it. When she said it's all connected, everything is alive, has life in it. I understand that easily. I easily understand that. And that was in my teenage years. Now, one of the guys that I've been watching is now going through some marriage issues because of his awakening. Married, the guy Sean I mentioned, married with 4 children. I just watched his videos. He's now separated from her because it caused so much friction that he's completely changed. And it's like, I can understand how that could happen as well. that something like that could happen because you're a totally different person. And I can see where there'd be conflict in something like that. With me, my wife and I were watching the same video for him last night, and we're lucky. We found each other in seventh grade when we were 13 years old. 13. We met each other and became really good friends, best of friends. At that time, teenagers, very young teenagers. And the thing with me is, I was born with all this psychic stuff, and she was able to see that from the very beginning. When I had my awakening in the teen years, she was also there. Okay, something I need to throw in here, just real quick about this part with me and my wife. My wife is not what you would consider awake. She's not. She never ever will be. And I understand this and I accept this. She is very comfortable with who she is, and it's beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. Maybe she will in another lifetime, but she helps keep me grounded, and I think that's a very good thing. That's what she's always done. She's been my connection to everything, so I don't just go flying off crazy. So we get along, and I accept her for who she is and not trying to make her something she's never going to be this lifetime. And that is totally okay, and that is good. It's who she is, and I'm glad that she is who she is. And we had moved away from the town she was in, and I moved to Ala, so we were an hour away from each other, but we still visited every now and then. And she would come down. She didn't spend the weekend, as a young teenager and just kids and playing around. And we weren't dating at that time, just good friends. Then we separated, went our own ways. I went to college and out of state, and then we got back together and got married. But she's known about the crazy, strange little world of mine all her life. And I've been open and honest and tell her everything that goes on. So our communication is top notch. We talk about everything, and that has saved us, really. But also that she knew me from the beginning, and this is the way I am. This is the way I've always been, and she's known that. So for the people just waking up, I can't imagine how much of a strain it's got to put on a relationship, because this stuff is out there. It is completely out there. And honestly, this is arrogance again. This is complete arrogance. But I haven't seen anybody yet that's where I'm at. It's kind of weird. Like when I talk about I call it seeing through walls, seeing other places here and other dimensions, kind of seeing this all the time. It doesn't stop. They're trying to get to that stage, and I'm like, okay, good luck. Could drive you crazy though. Feels like it. So I'm not sure, really, about all this kind of stuff. This is just the way I've been, and that way I've had to deal with it. So I'm definitely not a teacher on anything. I haven't had anybody to talk to. I'm just learning that I'm not alone, that there's other people out there somewhat like me. So I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, there you go. There's my catchphrase. I don't know. So sorry about this strange happening. It's a rambling. I guess I call it rambling with my tea once again. Because that's all I'm doing is rambling. But I'm learning. I'm reading this book, Wanderer. That's her word for Starseed. The last thing I'm going to put in here is just another weird, strange rambling happening. If you remember on some of these other videos, I talked about going astral as a very young tot. I saw this entity outside my window that scared me really bad, glowing red eyes, levitating short, floating outside my window, and it couldn't get in, couldn't get to me. But the astral travel back then, as a little kid, floating up to the bed springs, metal bed springs, up and out above the roof, I thought this was absolutely normal, that kind of thing. Well, on a few occasions, what it felt like is that I wasn't alone, that there were others there doing stuff to me. I don't know what it was, but it was kind of odd, weird. Felt like that. Felt like sometimes coming back, what it felt like, trying to remember it going back, what it felt like if you're going to the dentist. It's what it felt like. felt like going to a dentist as an adult. It's like, oh, gotta go to the dentist. All right, you know, it's for your own good. You'll be better off for it. It's something you need to go there. It might not be all pleasant and fun. It's not going to be fun, but it's something you need, and it'll make you better after you leave. That's the feeling I got a few times from the astral travel. So I found that kind of interesting. Oh, I'm just rambling now, so it's only a 15-minute long video. I'm cutting it off at this because I just start rambling. There's still some other stuff I hadn't. One other thing I hadn't put out here in the Hyoka empath. At one point, I mentioned I'm going to tell you everything. This is about all. This is about all. I'm pretty emphatic about it. And I said this is about all. About all. I didn't say this is everything completely. I said about all. There's one other little part that I'm not saying yet because I don't know. I've said it a few times and throughout some videos. I don't know if you caught it. I actually used one particular word that you may have got something off of it, but it's really weird. So I haven't got to that yet. Anyway, stop rambling. Have my tea. I guess good morning.